Coming to you live from the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California, and all across the world, psychic, medium, and energetic healer Sheena brings you Messages from Spirit.
Hi, and welcome to Messages from Spirit, only on PARAPOD TV. I'm your host, Sheena. I'm a psychic medium and an energetic healer. And here's what happens every week on the show. A real psychic, oh wait, that's me, is here talking to real people. Wait, that's you. And you're asking real questions. And I'm working to ask, we ask Spirit, and we work to get real answers from Spirit. We have real conversations. And then hopefully we get you the answers you seek and some real healing. Because the goal of it always is to get healing, right? And that's what happens here. Remember, everybody that you see on the show is 100% real, including me. I'm 100% Sheena. But everybody you see on the show, we don't it's not like we ask our actor friends to come on and pretend to be something. Everything you see on the show is legitimately people that really want questions answered, and people that text me, of the hundreds of people that text me every day and ask me questions. We throw it out there to some to come and be guests on this show. So I'm excited to be here with you, and I look forward to today's show and all the wonderful questions. I always talk about a little something before each show, just because I think it's important to leave you with a little bit of healing. I give everybody who comes on the show, hopefully, a little bit of healing. So you watching every week, I give you a little bit of healing. And it's always important that we give each other little messages and little bits of spiritual hope. And I think when a new year comes, and we're a couple of weeks into the new year, we always think about new starts, right? What do I want for this year? Who am I going to be this year? What's my resolution going to be this year? And I think part of that is we need to know when it's time to be done with things. It's hard for human beings to let go of things, right? We have trouble letting go of stuff. We have trouble letting go of people. We have trouble letting go of jobs that we're not happy in. We have trouble letting go of our bodies we're not happy with. I am or have been guilty with every single one of those things. And we talk about letting go of what no longer serves us, and letting go of toxicity. And certainly I put up posts on social media, and I talk about those things too. It's so important that we find the right time to let go of what no longer serves us. And that we make sure as we are doing that, as we're letting go of what no longer serves us, we are embracing the things that serve us. Because sometimes we're so busy focusing on eliminating the negative that we forget to accentuate the positive. Remember that there's a song from the 40s, you've got to accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, which is so true. But notice how accentuate the positive is the beginning of the song, because that's the most important thing, that we have to accentuate the positive. Yes, we have to eliminate the negative, and yet it is time to, there comes the time where you have to know when it's time to let things go. And when that time comes, you got to let those things go, because toxic things, especially if those things are people or patterns, your patterns or others' patterns, continue to repeat themselves and come back again and again and again and again. So it's really important that you know when to let things go, but that you also know when to be grateful, thankful, blessed, praise the things that need to stay. So you're not just 100% focusing on what no longer serves you. You're also focusing on what does. Because once you get rid of what you don't need, and I pray that you do, What's left is the things that you do need. And it's so important that you embrace those things. You can't just be despondent with everything. Like, oh, I got rid of that because it sucked. But everything in my life, it all kind of sucks. I mean, you know what I mean? You have to really embrace the things in your life that serve you. So I think anytime somebody puts let go of what no longer serves you in parentheses, or before that, maybe it should be in parentheses, it should say, make sure to accentuate and to hold close to you the things that serve you. And I think no matter what your New Year's resolutions are, microcosmically, the macrocosmic always New Year's resolution should be, I'm embracing what serves me and I'm releasing what doesn't. Really, that should be every day of your life. But if you're going to make a big declaration at the beginning of every year, or on your birthday, which starts a new year, or if you have a religion or an ethnicity that has a different new year and you're embracing and making resolutions for that, the number one at the top, no matter what the rest of them are, should always be, I'm holding close to me what serves my heart and soul, and I'm releasing what does not. So think about that all during this month as we're trying to stick to all of our resolutions. Think about that. All right. Okay. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, I'd sure love to have you. Send me a text message, 818-437-0886. That goes right to my private cell. You can also please look me up and learn more about me on my website, which is sheenametalspiritual.com. And find me everywhere on social media. I'm just at Sheena Metal, and that's Facebook, it's TikTok, it's YouTube, it's Instagram, and it's X, which we used to know as Twitter, and now we're not quite sure what's happening. Now is it going to stay X? If you Google it, it still comes up as Twitter. Where did the bird go? These are all of our questions. Find me everywhere on social media. I do regular broadcasts there where I do readings and I talk to folks online. And then that's fun. So catch me there. And also I do 2 shows for PARAPOD TV. This show every Wednesday at 2:00 Pacific time. And following this, a weekly talk show, The Sheena Metal Experience, at 3:00 Pacific time on PARAPOD TV. And then with that, let's do a message from Spirit. I'm so glad to have you all here. Hi.
Hi. My name's Lily. I'm from...
Did Lily freeze? Oh, Lily froze. Lily, go out and come back in. She was just going to tell us where she was from, and then she froze. So let's take somebody else, and then Lily will get you on next. You may have to go out, log out, come back in. Hi. Oh, she's back. Hi.
Hi.
You were just saying where you were from, and you froze.
Okay. I'm from Spokane, Washington.
Beautiful.
And my question is, what career am I destined to take?
Oh, something in the field of helping people. Are you thinking about that?
Yes.
Medical? Is that what you're thinking about? The medical field? Is that what you're thinking about?
Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly where you belong, sweetheart. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
And something where you're hands-on with people, not just medical administration, but something where you're actually looking people in the eye and touching them, right? That's what you want. Patient care.
That's exactly what I want. Yeah.
Okay, that's beautiful. That's exactly where you should be. How did you come to that? Was it a calling for you? Did you really just sort of get that message from Spirit in your brain?
Honestly, I think so. So like originally I wanted to do forensics.
Okay.
And the only downside to forensics is I couldn't help people.
Right.
So within that, I just kind of over time, I just kept seeing things on my phone pop up of like, oh, medical, and like a bunch of different jobs. And then I started researching them, and then I just started really liking them. And then now I'm just in, I couldn't decide between forensics and medical. And yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think forensics is fascinating, but you have such a beautiful empathic spirit, sweetheart. I think you need to be dealing with the living.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, I understand the thrill of forensics, but maybe you could use that same inquisitive nature to help diagnose living people's problems.
Yeah. That sounds amazing.
You are wonderful, my friend, and I appreciate you. Thank you for being here, and thank you for going first. First is always hard, and I wish you everything. And we're going to send you so much love. Let's send so much love right now to Lily.
Right. Thank you
Thanks,
so
sweetheart.
much.
You're the best.
All right, you too. Bye.
It's funny when I tap into people, your energetic resonance, right? What we call, like in the three-dimensional world, your nature. It's in your nature. Well, it's your nature. Really tells you what you're supposed to be doing as a career. Because a career is not just a vocation and a way to make work. It's oftentimes, not always, but oftentimes it's your service. So you're being told what your service is. And especially if you're going into the medical profession or education or, different things, psychology. I mean, it's really a service. It's not just a job. And the law, social work. I mean, you're helping people. And you'll hear it. I mean, I certainly got the calling to do this and to be an artist before this and through this and to be a minister, all of that stuff. It just felt like a voice, and it didn't really come into here. It more came into my solar plexus, like right at the base of my rib cage. And there it was, the message of what I was supposed to do with my life. And I got a couple different ones as I was supposed to be doing different things. So think about that. But yeah, when I tap into people, sometimes a lot of times I can feel what they're supposed to be doing with their lives. Now that'll be every question for the next 6 questions. Let's do another message from Spirit. Hi.
Hi, Sheena. I'm Debbie from San Diego, California.
Hi, Debbie. I'm so glad you're here, and you're so close. You could have just driven up and sat in my living room.
Pretty close.
What's your question for me today, sweetie?
My question's a little complicated. I've had like weird spiritual stuff, weird stuff that's gone on my whole life.
Okay.
And ever since my daughter became a teenager, it's gotten really bad. Like our whole house, like stuff is always happening. Things are moving, sounds.
Right.
And my father passed away a few years ago, and actually 3 years next week. And I'm just wondering, although I'm not complaining, I'm glad that stuff isn't happening anymore. I'm wondering if somehow he's keeping all that stuff away now, because I can't get any, like, not only is nothing happening in my house anymore, but like I've never gotten any kind of communication from him or whatever, anything. So I'm like really confused by it all.
I think so first of all, you have gifts. Your daughter has gifts. When you hit puberty, that's sort of when the gifts really come to life. So obviously when she hit her teenage years, it was like a concoction of gifts, right?
It got crazy.
That's what got crazy. Your grief over your dad's death, you've sort of blocked the channel.
I've heard that before.
And blocking that channel, you blocked his ability to come visit you because he really wants to. And you've also blocked the ability to feel all the hoopla that goes on in the house.
Really? So I'm the one, I just don't feel it and hear it and stuff anymore. It has nothing to do with him.
No, it has nothing to do. Well, only in the fact that you've grieved. It's a three-dimensionally, it has to do with him because you're grieving him. But it's
really bad.
Done.
It is really bad. But he was a very spiritual person as well. And he also believed everything that I told him about the stuff that I had experienced my whole life and everything. So it was really, really kind of disappointing for me. And I also started second guessing everything spiritually because it just all disappeared.
First of all, for your daughter being a teenager and being in that house, sweetie, I think it's better that all the celestial Tom, Dick, and Harrys wandering through are not making themselves shown to everybody. I grew up in a very negative haunted house, and I consider myself a paranormal survivor. So I'm not somebody who feels like we all need to be in a haunted house communicating with everything. I think if they stay on their own lane, that's actually probably a good thing, especially if you have younger people or older people in your house.
Well,
I think
actually,
there.
both my kids are adults now. My daughter hasn't lived here for about a year. So, but I was just saying, when she turned a teenager, that's when all the stuff really ramped up.
Right.
But she hasn't been around as much either. So that might have something to do with not feeling and hearing and seeing so
Oh,
much.
she certainly made it. It was like a twofer. Like both
Yeah.
of you made it stronger. But she was in the house when your father died, right? She was living there then.
Yes.
Yeah. See, so it's just that your grief has put an umbrella over the house.
I wish I
Now,
could get rid of it. I'm not
well, the good
complaining
news
about
is
other
you
stuff
can.
being around.
That's
I'm
the good
glad the
news.
other stuff is gone away or
Right.
staying
That's
away
the
or whatever.
extra good news. You
But I
got rid
would
of
like
all the
to,
hitchhikers.
yeah, but I would like to hear from my dad. I mean, that would be nice, but
Yeah, because you didn't really need the hitchhikers.
no.
Um,
I was working on making them go away long before he passed away.
yeah, good. But it would be nice if you could communicate with your dad. So you just need to get to a quiet place and you just need to allow yourself to relax and then just spend some time talking to him, sweetheart.
I try.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's so important. And just tell him how much you want to talk to him and how much he means to you. And, you know,
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sad now. I thought I was going to get through this okay, but then you started giving us that message at the beginning and it got me all sappy.
oh no, you can. That's what people cry on the show every week. It's what we. I'm Irish. I cry every day. It's what we do. We cry. I cry so everyone. Look, if I'm going to cry, you're all going to cry. Everybody cries here. I wouldn't worry about it. It's good, sweetie, because it's all the grief starting to come out. It's like it's been in there all, bunged up, and it needs to come out.
I feel like I've let so much out already. I don't know how I could still be blocking stuff, but I'm trying.
Yeah, you just let it out and go someplace in a meditative place and have a nice conversation with him. He would absolutely love that.
So would I.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. And tell your daughter to do the same, to go to a space and talk to him if she would like to. Because he'd
I
love to
will.
hear from her too. All right.
All right.
All right. You okay, sweetheart? It's gonna be okay. He loves you
Yep.
so much. This is so gonna be okay. All
Thank
right.
you.
Take care, sweetheart. Bye-bye.
Thank you. You too. Bye.
Our loved ones want to talk to us, folks. They do. We block it because of our own human. I think I know better because I'm a human. I mean, that's just how we are, right? We know everything because we're humans. We're so amazing because we're humans. Just give them a chance. Give the dead a chance. It's super important. All right. Okay. Sending you all so much love. I know so many of you watching right now are dealing with this exact same thing. Why can't I contact my loved one? What's happening? What's going on? All right. Sending you love and hope. It's all going to be okay. All right. Let's do another message from Spirit. Hi.
Hi.
How are you? Who
I'm
are you?
so
Where are you
happy.
coming in from?
Oh
I'm
God, Miss
sorry.
Sheena, I love you so much.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart. I'm so glad to
I
have you
mean,
here. What a lovely
I
thing to say.
just hearing your voice when you were talking to Mackie and Amanda, I knew you were the real deal, and
Oh,
you made me feel what you made them feel, and I go on because I've heard your voice. I've
oh,
listened to you talk. You've
thank you.
given me so much strength. You have no idea,
Oh,
and
sweet.
you validated me, and that's why I wanted to talk to you.
Thank you, sweetie. That's
Um,
the most
yeah.
beautiful thing you could tell me, and I'm so honored by your words. Thank you so much.
Oh God, you just don't know how much I love you. I feel your energy. I feel everything you said. I felt those young ladies' energy when they came on immediately. And
Yes.
that's what I want to, talk about. I'm Camelia Maxey from Houston, Texas.
Nice to
And
see you.
thank you, sweetheart. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure.
I've
Thank you
been
for being.
waiting. I've been waiting all day, and your color is amethyst. That's my daughter's name, who is in heaven. And
Oh,
my mother, I let my mom name her because I said, "Look, I'm not having no more babies, so you get to name this one." And she named her Amethyst, and I didn't realize how special that crystal was until
oh, yeah.
later in life. Yeah, I
Yes, it's
lost
one
her
of
in
my favorites.
2006, and she's still with me every day. I feel her hugging me. I talk to her every day. I talk to my husband every day, and they're never away from you. They're just gone where you can't see them. So to
Absolutely.
me, they're always with us, and I talk to them every day. I sing to them. I can't sing, but I sing anyway. But what
I
I
bet.
want to say is, Miss Sheena, just hearing you with the girls, let me know that what I feel, what I know, what I think is real, and I'm so happy just to know that. It gives me strength to go on because trust me, I'm like the young lady that just left. You never stop loving them when they go.
No.
You miss them every second because you would give anything in the world to have them back because those moments and those times were your happiest because they were there. And
Yeah.
none of this material things means anything without them,
Yeah.
because you're not sharing it with them. And I've been lately, I quit my job. I talked to God on the January 1st last year. I said, you took care of me the 2 years when my husband died. I had no money. I was broke, but I'm still in my home by the grace of God and my positivity. My 14-year-old granddaughter was 14 when Papa died in 2014. And she said, Grandma, you're so strong. You didn't blame God. You didn't curse God. You didn't rob, steal, kill, or go out do anything bad. She said, you're a good woman. I said, well, baby, that's how my life was supposed to be. I lost my son first. Yeah. And I thank God every day. He gave me everything I asked for. I had a beautiful family for 43 years. 29 years with my son, who was from another mother, and 29 years and 9 months with my daughter. So to me, it's like I had twins, and they died 2 years apart. So there goes the number two. And my husband's favorite number was 222. And I kid you not, everything that happened in our lives when my son died was every 2 years. Every
Yeah.
2 years, something happened. And so I took that as a sign to pay attention. And I've been so happy since I quit my job. And I've been able to do what they call COVID cleaning because I never was sick, so I didn't have COVID time off. And I've been so happy, Miss Sheena. I've been going through my things just like Christmas. Like, oh, wow, that's where that was.
Isn't
So
that great?
I don't,
Yes.
yeah. And then you say, oh, I know who this be for. So I've been packing things for my granddaughter who's in college in Lake Charles with her roommate. I've got things for them. I've been giving things away when I'm around people and they see me with something they like. I give it to them right away, right then, no questions asked. I'm a
Good.
giver and I also am a nurturer. I love people. I talk to anybody and I will kidnap you verbally. That's how much I love people.
Wait, are you kidnapping me right now? Is that what's
Yes, I
happening right
am. Yes. You think
now?
you
Look at
can
this.
talk, baby?
Make sure to keep an amethyst close to you. My
I
mother,
do.
that was her thing, was amethyst, and I talk to her every day. So
Yeah,
amethyst was
my
her
mom
thing.
too. Yeah, I
So
miss my mom. She died right after my husband, but I'm thankful that I was her first child, so I feel like she loved me more. Whatever. But because I was her first. But just listening to you made me a lot stronger spiritually, and made me accept the fact that yeah, you are an empath. Yes, that's why you feel things before something happens. You know something's going to happen. Like before my sister called me to tell me our mother had died, I looked at the clock. It was 4 o'clock. At 4:04, she called me, but I already knew. And then when my husband passed, I woke up at 3 o'clock on Monday afternoon. I said, my husband's dead. And guess what? My husband was dead. And when my daughter was dying, I didn't know that those last breaths she was taking because I went to church to pray. And something just made me have to leave to go to church. I don't know why, but I was told that the angels had me leave because I wouldn't be able to take seeing my daughter die. And so I believe that. And my granddaughter was 5, and she's been my blessing every day because that's what children are. They're your gifts. You don't need presents. Your family is your gift. And I try to
absolutely.
tell people that. And do you know, Miss Sheena, everybody I talk to says, I'm so glad I talked to you, Miss Camille. You made my day. And that's what I wake up to do, Miss Sheena. When I wake up,
That's
I say, thank you for a good night. Thank you for a good another beautiful day. I say, and I'm going to make somebody laugh today. And I say, I'm going to make you laugh, God, because I'm your little 4'10" and the fourth chicken nugget. And I've already made several people, yeah.
I love
And
it.
I've
Well,
already
and
made
that's
several people laugh today.
the circle of life, right? Is that
Yeah.
I make you feel good about you, and then you make somebody else
Yeah.
feel good
And
about
you make,
them, and
right.
we
And
we
it makes
pass
you
that
feel good.
and that happiness on. Sweetie, you're such a beautiful soul. Thank you for coming here today and sharing some time
I
with me.
love you. Just hearing your
Thank
voice, you talking to me in person, baby, you have made my day. You're my birthday present.
I'm so
And
glad.
you made my new year. Thank you. You made my new year start off positive. Thank you.
Oh, I'm so glad, sweetie. I love you so much. You take care and come
I
back
love
and
you
see me
more.
again.
Anytime.
Bye, honey.
Mwah. Okay.
What a beautiful soul. What a beautiful soul. So nobody's ever just come on the show to say thank you before. That was beautiful. What a loving, giving person. And that is what it's all about, right? If you feel inspired by anything you've heard me say or anything I've told you on this or any of my shows, please make somebody else feel good. Pass it on. So beautiful. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you all. And I think you're wonderful. So thank you. Thank you so much. And with that, let's do another message from Spirit.
Hi, my name is Jeanette, and I'm from Havana, Illinois.
Hi, sweetie. And what's your question for me today?
I was just wondering, sometimes I have these dreams, like paralysis dreams. I wake up.
Oh, yes.
And
Spirit meditations. Do you see or feel things during that time?
I feel very euphoric.
Oh,
and
good.
I'm floating like just inches below the ceiling.
Okay.
But when I wake up, I'm either close to the wall, I have to turn the corner, I have to go through a door, I have to duck down. That's when I fully wake up. But one time I had a dark, very dark, large,
it
was like a gown with red eyes swooping down toward me. He was hovering over me. And someone said that was part of my spirit team. I don't understand.
No, that was not part of your spirit. Spirit guides are not allowed to scare the crap out of you.
But he didn't really scare me.
That was definitely a spirit visiting you, and you were suffering what psychologists call sleep paralysis. But those of us in the spiritual world know that it's visitations. And so you've been visited a lot, but that was a visitation that was something that was not altogether positive. Most of your visitations, it's interesting because you have a spirit that visits you, and it's not one of your guides. But your guides are aware of it, and they're there with you when it's happening. And this spirit is really almost trying to teach you how to astral project. So what's happening with you is small, very small episodes of astral projection.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
It does. And because when I was a kid, I would have dreams that I was on a bicycle and I would be riding up a hill and I would find myself suspended over nothing, a cavern. And I'd be like trying to pull the bike so I wouldn't hit the cavern below. I wake up, my stomach and my muscles would be sore. I mean, I was physically doing this in my sleep.
Yeah.
I mean, I was a child then.
Well, you've been doing it your whole life. This spirit has been visiting you your whole life, trying to teach you how to do it. And it's actually a past life. It's somebody that you knew in another life that is sort of waiting for you at home. And it's a thing you did together in this life. So the spirit is trying to teach you how to do it. And it's interesting because have you ever seen the footage of the Wright brothers when they were trying to get the plane off the ground, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when they go up and come down, and then the second trial, nothing. And then that's kind of what it's like. You're learning to fly like the inventors of the airplane learned to fly. And so sometimes you just wind up going up and then you come down. Sometimes you go up and you go over a little bit. You wind up on the wall or hanging off the bed. You're doing tiny little trips. Eventually, if you go with it, you'll be able to do tons of trips and go anywhere you want, interdimensionally, outer space. I mean, anything you want to do. However, I don't like that the dark thing came in. And I think that's happened before. I just think this is the only time that you actually remember it. So I would like to make sure that before you go to bed at night, that you do white light protection prayers, just to make sure nothing negative comes in. Do you do white light protection prayers?
I do. And this actually happened like 3 or 4 years ago with the dark entity.
Good. So you are protecting yourself before you do this.
Yeah. And I don't intend on doing anything. I just go to sleep.
Right. Exactly.
And it happens.
That's the thing. Yes. Some people work so hard to astral project in their sleep. And I always tell them, look, if you're going to do it, I support you, but be careful because it can be a lot. But then there are people like you that are so naturally gifted for it that you just go to bed at night and it just happens. It's like sleepwalkers, right? Mm-hmm. Except you're like a sleep flyer. But also you go other places. You don't just go across the room. You also go out spiritually into other places and come back. So you just have to learn how to make sure when you're done with your journey, you put your body back in bed the way it's supposed to be, just so you don't hurt yourself. You don't want to wind up like face down in the yard or something. You know what I mean?
Right. And I get frustrated because I'm like, I want to go back to that because that was amazing. I liked the way that felt. It was very soothing.
Of course. And that's part of the problem with our spiritual journey, right? Is that the farther we get, Jeanette, on our journey, the less good it sometimes feels to be on the earth, because it feels so good to be in our spiritual self and to be traveling different spiritual places. Sometimes we come back here and we're like, oh, great. And it's all like, hey, the neighbor's mad about this and you got to pay the gas bill. And it's like, this is a bummer compared to where I go when I astral project. Mm-hmm. So I think something that Spirit wants you to work on as you continue to hone your gifts is just to balance your spiritual life and your earth life and try to have equal amounts of euphoria in each place so that you're not almost disappointed to come back into your earth self. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
But you're basically doing great. And I'm so happy for you and I'm so proud of you. And you're doing a great job, and just protect yourself and be careful. And do you do white light protection prayers?
I have, yes.
Yeah, please every night.
And I sage and I've Palo Santo and
good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. That's good. Yeah. I love that. Yeah. Just a little white light protection prayer before you go to bed every night. And if you wake up during the night, do them then. And then one in the morning when you wake up. And then anytime during the day that you feel like you need them, but usually during the day we don't need them. It's just to protect us while we sleep.
Mm-hmm. Well, like I said, and I fight sleep like a child. I never wanted to go to sleep when I was a kid. I would just, fight. So sometimes my sleep schedule's a little quirky, but
that's all right.
Yeah. I guess that's it. That's all I have.
Thank you so much, sweetie. What a joy to have you here. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jeanette. Take care.
You too. Bye.
I love that Jeanette's such a student of the spiritual. Like, I think she was making notes. Like, she was really taking it in. I felt like I was teaching a tiny 5-minute master class to this like ascended student. That was awesome. It's okay. Feel free to make notes. Feel free to record you on the show. I mean, obviously you can do it afterwards. We're on PARAPOD TV. Live every Tuesday at 2:00 Pacific time. Every Wednesday at 2:00 Pacific time. And then it stays up on the app. So you can watch whenever you want, see your wonderful appearance on the show. Everybody who does the show, I send them a link afterwards. And so they can watch the show whenever they want. And then also I will ask you to be a part of my private group on Facebook called Sheena Metal's Spiritual Warriors. And the only people in that group, except for like the people that work with me, my wonderful engineer producer Emery, and my amazing best friend L.A. Weiss, who always is the backup admin in case I get kicked off Facebook. The pages stay alive. Everybody else on there has been a guest on the show. It's the only way you get on there. So it's just a private group for the wonderful people who've been here, and because I appreciate you all so much. So. With that, let's do a message from Spirit. I'm so excited.
Hi, I'm Hope from Beaver Meadows, Pennsylvania, and I just wanted to say I've been watching you for a while now, and you're amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
My question, sorry, I'm trying to. My question is, ever since my grandma passed away in 21, I feel like she's been visiting my house at my grandpa's, but like I don't really know.
Yeah.
She's all new to me, and I'm like,
no, absolutely. She's absolutely been visiting you, sweetheart. Yes, and visiting you there at his house.
I thought so.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wake up and I just see like somebody feel somebody looking at me.
Yeah. 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 And she's, I also feel like sometimes she almost changes the temperature in the house. Does that make sense?
Yes. It gets hot sometimes and it's cold a lot.
Yeah, I was gonna say it goes from hot to cold and cold to hot. That's what I was gonna say. And it's her that her energy
Yes.
is making the temperature fluctuations. So there's that.
Yeah.
I also think sometimes you smell her. There's different
Yes. It's
smells
like
in the house.
smiling.
Those are her. I see like
Yes.
lights, the flickering of lights, or
Yeah.
almost feeling like
My
the
room does it too.
yeah, that's 100% her. And just the warmth of her soul, you can feel it moving from room to room. Sometimes a room
Yeah.
just warms up in her soul because of her soul is there.
Yeah.
So yep, that's exactly what's happening, sweetheart. And it's so just talk to her when you see her. Say, "Hi, Grandma, I love you. Nice to see you."
Yeah.
Just
She was
let her
80
know
years old.
there. You know.
She's really sick and she passed away.
So awesome, sweetie. Thank you so much for being here with me today. You're lovely.
Thank you for having me on.
My
I
pleasure.
love your cat.
Everybody's
So
such a sweetheart today. It's just like a never ending outpouring of sweethearts. Thank you for being one of them.
yes. Thank you.
I'm so excited. We have about 100 and I don't know how many, 150 people in the Spiritual Warriors group. We've been doing this show since the last week of June of last year. So 6 months and some. And I'm so excited to see what we're all going to do when we come together in that group and do things, make positive change. I think it's going to be so beautiful. Do things to really lift the vibration together because we're so much stronger together. And it takes, it takes more than one person to lift a vibration. And I'm just so excited about that. Okay, so let's do another message from Spirit. Hi.
Hi, I'm Roxanne Richter. I'm from Sedona, Arizona.
Beautiful.
And I have been trying to contact my sister since she passed away.
Okay.
I haven't been able to. Her whole family is gone. She had 2 sons, her husband, and her. She died in 1999. And
I was just going to say, she's been gone for a minute. I was just
I
going to say
miss
she's
her.
been gone for a while.
I miss her every single day, every day. And I'm just wondering if maybe you have a message from her.
Sure.
Or
First
son.
of all, she wants to know what you're expecting in the way of her contacting you.
I don't know. Like, I don't know, something that, reminds me of her, or, I like to talk to her picture. I do everything, but I just wonder how she is. And she's there up with her whole family. My nephew committed suicide when he was 20, and she had a stillborn at birth. And I don't know. I just really miss her so much. I'd like to know how I can know that she's there.
Right. Yeah, because she thinks that she's contacting you. That's the funny thing, is she believes she's contacting you all the time.
Well, I do see birds out in the yard, and I've
Right.
always, since she passed away, a certain kind of bird comes, and I'm like, "Hi, Susie, how are you?"
Good. Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Birds are amazing transmediums, and they allow human beings to literally come into their little bodies and communicate with you. So that's 100% what's going on is that. Yeah. But she says you have to believe it's her. And you have to listen in your heart for her response. It's almost like she says that you're expecting like a human response. You're expecting her to
say hello.
Yeah, show up looking just like her and start talking to you like she's there.
I have her picture right here. So if you see her, tell her I said hi.
She's there. She's here, sweetie, and she loves you so much.
I love her so much. If you talk about twin flames, that was her to me and me to her.
Yes.
A lot of tragedies we lived through together, and she's the one who helped me through all of them.
I agree. 100%. I agree with that. Yeah. So she wants to contact you as badly as you want to contact her. But what she's telling me is she is contacting you. You're just not reading it as contact. So
Do you know?
talk to the birds. Go talk to those birds.
I
And then
do.
listen for her voice in the birds. Listen,
Okay.
listen, not with your ears, but listen with your solar plexus.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, our family has dwindled down to just my kids and me, and
Right.
just a lot of grief involved in my life. So I just, would love to actually, well, I believe that, we're spiritual beings and that I will see her again one day.
100%.
But it's just been a long time, like you said. It's been
Yeah.
a long time.
Yes, and she would very much like to reincarnate, but she's concerned that you still need her. So she hangs around for you.
Oh, good. Thank you
Because
so
it feels
much.
like you would be really sad if she reincarnated without you.
Well, we were brothers and sisters in other lives, so.
Absolutely you were. And also parents and siblings.
Yes, okay, great.
Both ways. Like she was your mother and your father, and you were her mother and her father in different times.
That's my favorite mother then.
Yeah, I mean, and there was a very nurturing and caretaking energy to her.
Good.
And there was definitely a way that she took care of you that was unlike how anybody else took care of you.
She just never judged anybody. She, just was herself. She had a lot of problems herself, but she was always there no matter what.
Yes.
She taught me what real family is.
Yes. That's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Yeah, you have to remember that she is there with you, sweetheart. You're just sort of not reading her. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes. I can't say I feel her, but in my heart, I know.
Right. You can't even feel her in your heart?
No, in my heart, I feel her.
Okay.
But I don't know. I probably am just expecting more. Like
Yeah,
you
she
said.
says you're expecting a human visitation. You're expecting her to come over with a pound cake and you're going to put the coffee on. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And that's not how it's going to be. It's going to be a spirit to spirit, a spirit to human connection. When we have relationships with people, we connect with them in our solar plexus and they connect with us in their solar plexus. And I almost sort of liken it to when we were kids and you'd make the walkie talkies out of the 2 Dixie cups.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's what it feels like. That's how spirit always kind of, funnily shows that to me. When a person passes, a lot of people are still trying to have that solar plexus to solar plexus connection, but you can't have that connection with someone who's no longer in a body. So what we have to do is, and your sister's been trying to do this, allow that cord to be cut.
Okay.
And then allow her to connect through your third eye chakra and into your heart, because a heart connection is what you make with somebody who's no longer here. And if you're fighting that, when my mom was passing, and I tell this story all the time, I was watching her pass and I felt this thing, and it felt like somebody was unlacing an ice skate from both ends, and I panicked. And then I heard spirit say, no, it's okay. She's letting you go. So she undid that connection as she was dying. She was also a wicked, powerful spiritual practitioner, but she undid that and she let me go, and then immediately connected the heart connection. And I would say it made my grief not even a tenth of what I thought it was going to be, because she did that work.
Because so you let me go?
I'm sorry?
Has Susie let me go?
She's tried to, but you're still hanging on to that connection, that human to human connection. So you have to allow her to cut that cord. And it's scary because you're scared that means the cord's going to be cut forever. She's going to be gone forever. But that's not what it means. It doesn't mean that. It just means that she will reconnect into your heart, because technically your gut is an embodied thing. You don't
I
really
have
need
good
that.
gut.
You and me both, sister. You don't really need that when you're not a human. That's a human thing.
Right.
Essence of the heart, of what the heart chakra brings, is more of a soul thing. So yeah, so let her do that, and just let that happen. When you let that happen, things will be a lot better.
All right. Well, I'll go out and talk to the birds right after we're done.
I love that story. All right, sweetheart, you take care of you.
Thank you so much.
Take care, Roxanne. What beautiful people today. I mean, just I'm so blown away by, I think of all the shows we've done, and we've done so many beautiful shows with so many beautiful people. Emery, is this show number, this is our 30th show? I know we did 8 shows on the previous network, and this is our 22nd on this network. It's a lot of shows. It's a lot of people. So this is probably the most heartfelt show that we've done. And I'm so honored to be here with you every week. It feels so good to be here with such beautiful people every week. It's just great. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, send me a text message, 818-437-0886. And those of you who've been on the show, make sure to send a request to join my private Facebook group, Sheena Metal's Spiritual Warriors, where it's only people that have been guests on the show here get to be a part of that. Thank you to PARAPOD TV for having us every Wednesday at 2:00 Pacific time and archiving the show in such a prominent place on this app. I'm honored. And of course, the owner of PARAPOD TV and the sister station UBN Go is the wonderful Tony Sweet, and he takes such good care of us, and we're so grateful for him. And then don't forget also to stay tuned, because my talk show, The Sheena Metal Experience, is coming up right after this on PARAPOD TV every Wednesday at 3:00 Pacific time. Check out my website and learn more about me. As the Ghost of Christmas Present said in Christmas Carol, come in and know me better, man. That's how I always feel when I promote my website. Learn a little bit about me and what I do, SheenaMetalSpiritual.com. And of course, please follow me everywhere on Facebook, what my nephew calls the socials, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and X. I'm just @ Sheena Metal. Thank you to my wonderful and beautiful engineer and producer, Emery, who is the wind beneath my wings and really makes the show look and sound as professional as it does. Until I see you next week, seek peace, live in love, lead with kindness, embrace unity, always work to raise your vibration, and know that you are love and you are loved, and you're so loved by me. I'm Sheena Metal. This is Messages from Spirit. And you know what? We'll see you next week. Stay beautiful. I'll see you next Wednesday.